parking place or anything? Is there any other, or just the status of being recognized?
You'll probably get a couple perks.
Hey, thank you for letting me be Yelm Santa, like you have a choice, but thank you for giving me access to the community and the kids. I tell you what, little guy's heart's full. This has been an awesome year. And interacting with the city and taking pictures at the Christmas tree lighting and all of the effort that came in. Mr. Doug's coming in and just blessing all of us. And, you could smile, I suppose. Hot dogs, good cookies, but everything went together so well, and it took everybody working through it. And without the help of all of the schools right now, other people stepped in and made it all work. And so thank you very much. Looking forward to next year. This has been an awesome time, and it's fun to be able to be Santa to the kids and everybody else. And thank you for the way you guys are Santa to the Yelm seniors. God bless you. And we really are living our best lives out there. Just had our first board meeting, and it's pretty awesome. Everybody is very positive about what's coming up this year, and the city of Yelm is a big part of it. And thanks again, and going to do our part to try to out in 98597 deliver school bond levy. So we'll do what we can, but thank you very much. And Christmas is coming.
Oh, no.
Between Santa and the Richardsons, we own this town. I know. And we today at the Chamber of Commerce, we got to see that full movie that was put together by Lynn and Jared. Oh, I tell you what, it brings tears to a glass eye. I have never had it put together like that. Yeah. I mean, I've been around quite a while and I know a lot of the players, but it was so nice to kind of weave the story in and out with a lot of the characters that helped build this thing. And glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. You too, Gene. Tell you what.
Is there anyone else that would you testify? Anyone online that wishes to address the council?
Not have any hand raised.
All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. We have December 10th, 2024 regular meeting minutes, January 7th, 2025 study session minutes, November 2024 check register financial position report, December 2024 check register and financial position report, and Leah's Landing final plot. Councilmember Hess.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second by Councilmember Farr. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item 6, new business. We have ordinance number 1130, amending Title 5 business licenses and regulations. Please. Oh,
Thank you, Mayor, council members. I think we had a committee before.
Yes, I'll do my finance committee report. Based on last week's study session regarding business licenses and fees, we have gone ahead to change the initial and renewal fees both to $50 each. And this is going to be effective January 1st, 2026. And we would like you also to know that the full entire budget is live online for the public to see, full transparency. Everything you want to know about the city's finances is on that site. So please check it out. Thank you, Stephanie.
thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you. As Councilmember Jensen said, we did hand you out the updated version. We didn't get it updated in the packet, so we did hand that out today. And as you will see on your handout on page 2 at the top, under section 5.02.060, A and B, fee initial and renewal, we did take out that sliding scale and we did, 1, we'll move the fees to the fee schedule, but 2, we set the initial and the renewal fees each to $50. We did have a discussion at the study session about why we needed the sliding scale. And the question was asked, does it take more time to process a business license for small business versus a large business? No, it does not. Where the time takes is more on the community development department side when they're going in and like reviewing and doing permitting and inspections on a small business. Versus the time it takes to go into like a large business, say like a Walmart. They're going to spend more time at the Walmart. It's just a bigger business. So that's more where we're spending more time. But as far as finance time, it is the same amount, whether it's a small business or a large business. So we did make that change. And then I'd be happy to answer any other questions. Tonight, I do have my experts in this field. I have Sarah Kidd, who is our B&O tax analyst, and I have Kim Rocker, who is our financial analyst, who was in the B&O tax position. So they are a wealth of knowledge. They're always available by phone or email. If anybody ever has a question, they're the best ones to answer.
Curious if you could tell us what the, as Councilmember Kaminsky alluded to, they are being asked to be changed to $50 each. What were they before?
So before it was $35 initial and $25 renewal.
Councilman Crossman.
Move to approve ordinance number 1130.
Second.
Second by Councilor King. Is there any further discussion? Councilor Crossman.
You release the fee in the home application or businesses that work from their houses, right? Like contractors typically do work out of their home. They have to get a permit for that. That's correct. You reduced it down to $50, so it's the same as the other business fee
Right, we are reducing that down.
from 120. So thank you for making it easier for businesses to be properly licensed.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? So motion second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on to new business. Item B, appointment of Glenn Rex to the Police Advisory Committee. Is there
I think do we have
the backgrounds on any of these? Well, it's in the packet, so correct. Is there any questions about this appointment? Councilmember Hess.
I'd like to move that we appoint Yelm Rex to the Police Advisory Committee.
Second.
Second by Council Palmer. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Moving on to appointment of Robert Mandel to the Police Advisory Committee. Councilor Hess.
I'd like to move that we approve Mayor DePinto's appointment of Robert Mendo to the Police Advisory Committee.
Is there a second?
second.
Second by Councilor Kaminsky. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Nah.
Motion carries. Moving on to appointment of Karen Connolly to the Arts Commission. Councilmember Hess.
I'd like to move that we approve Mayor DePinto's appointment of Karen Conley to the Arts Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Kingizer. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to appointment of Jennifer Lamont to the Salary Commission. Councilmember Kingizer.
Thank you. I'd like to move to confirm Mayor DePinto's appointment of Jennifer Lamont to the Yelm Salary Commission.
Second by Councilmember Hess. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. All right, moving on to the appointment of Steve Harshfield to the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee. Councilor Kaminsky.
I'll move to approve Mayor DePinto's appointment of Steve Harshfield to the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee.
Second by Councilor Palmer. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
For clarification, can I ask on the previous one on Jennifer Lamont for the Salary Commission, was that?
Councilmember Wood.
Okay. Thank you.
Moving on to item G, appointment of Dana Allen to the Planning Commission. Is there a motion to approve? For Dana Allen, Councilmember S.
I move that we approve Mayor DePinto's appointment of Wade Deary to
Dana Allen,
what was that?
appointment item, we're on item G.
Yeah, I have it as Deary with,
There was no.
oh, okay, I apologize. Appointment of Dana Allen to the Planning Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wood. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed, say nay.
Nah.
Motion carries. All right, thank you for those appointments or confirmations. Moving on to item number 7, and then you will be notifying them in the next couple of days or tomorrow.
Yes,
Thank you.
and
Moving on to old business, correct? Item 7, old business, there's none scheduled. Moving on to item 8, standing council committee reports, starting with the Public Safety Committee.
Yes, January 7th, we had a wonderful meeting with the chief. We talked about the hiring of 3 new officers. At this time, there are 2 candidates that have been interviewed by the chief. And so there are 2 of the 3 that they're looking at doing. They will be doing the background checks. And then they're also looking at a 3rd one that needs to finish up the poly. At this time, because of those 3 that they have, they're looking for the academy dates for them as well at this time. So it looks like we may get lucky and have the 3 new officers soon. Let's see, we also had Detective Bard. He started. One of the things that has come up about Detective Bard is that his report writing is very well done. He is very efficient at it as well as very detailed. So that will be very helpful, in particular when it comes down to something coming before the court. And we had the budget approval for updating the equipment using the law enforcement tax money that was passed. They are planning to update the weapons, tasers, as well as ammunition, and they are in the process of getting the quotes at this time. And there's nothing wrong with the weapons that they have right now. It's just that over time, overuse and all, it just needs to be brought up. And the tasers that they're looking for getting are the newest up-to-date ones. So it's going to be more effective and better for people overall. Then we talked about 2025 training program. The chief is looking at for 2025, he's wanting to do some more defensive tactic training with the judo. They're going to take it up the next level. They've kind of learned the basics. Now they're going to take it further. He commented that the officers really do enjoy this because it allows for non-lethal involvement in case of a situation. It also teaches more of the de-escalation, which is what officers are looking for. There's also going to be the firearms program. They're going to do the update and maintaining of their weapons in the sense of going to the range, working on some more drills and helping out. And then we talked about the flock system. 4 new ones will be installed soon. They're just still trying to figure out where they're going to go and how it's going to be placed. And at this time, where as of the meeting, there was over 500,000 hits of vehicles coming through our community. Out of that, we had, and that's just with the 4 cameras, they were able to, remember the number? I want to say it's like 200 were involved with theft, robbery, or some kind of crime.
The number I have written down is 509,800 plus cars were run through the system, and 78 were on the hot list.
78 were on the hot list, which they didn't necessarily just stop in our community. They kind of went through. So it's becoming very effective. They're working on trying to get more of Thurston County involved with that so that we can have basically a nice catching and being able to utilize that. And they will be doing some more training on that as well. For the court update, just to let you know, we are.
I had a question.
Please allow me to run the meeting. Continue, please.
For the court, in reference to passport services, they're trying to figure out how to go about doing that, just because they don't have enough people and some of the things going on. So they want to continue to have it somewhere within the city to help out people because it has been effective. And so that's one of the challenges they're facing right now. So be cautious of that. They're looking at recruiting their second public defender position. They're digitizing their archives, which is helping get rid of paperwork, having it to get destroyed, and it's all into digitized. DUI cases of old, they just found out that they can start destroying those. They had some from 10 years ago. So, and even I think mentioned in the 90s as well. And then they're also looking at making space and reorganizing for when they get another person working in the office. And then once a month, they're going to be training with the police to help explain the process after a citation is filed. So the officers will have a better understanding of what the court is looking for when the paperwork comes in, so we can be even more efficient. Other than that, any questions?
Councilmember Crossman.
Yes. So you said 509,000 plus cars. And what time frame is that? Do you know?
It's since they were installed.
Let's say when it's all okay. So I thought the Fox system was only counting the vehicle traffic of active cases and not all the vehicles going through.
No, as you heard, that's how many vehicles came through. That's how big the database has gotten. They've had, the number was how many active was that again?
I had written 78.
78 of them that they were able to go in and look for. But that's showing how effective the system is, that it's getting that much vehicle traffic coming through Yelm. It's not 500,000 cases, it's 500,000 vehicles have gone through.
Right. And I'm just saying, if they're tracking that amount of people coming through, why aren't we using that data for other things?
We are.
Because that wasn't, when we talked about it, they said, no, this is only data for crime. But I'm like, because my thought was like, well, there's a lot of data in that.
Yeah.
It would be great to utilize that data. So they are tracking other data besides the criminal
Very
activity.
minimal data. It's not invasive, so we're not like Councilmember has said, if it's an active case, then they're looking into it. As far as the data that we have, it's very minute, like the amount of people. It's valuable, and then public services can absolutely use it, but it's not that traffic count, official traffic counts that we have to do to. I don't know if they qualify for certain grants or anything, but those are the official numbers, are those traffic when they run over those little things. But yes, it does help us in planning wise to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that brings up that point. Why not use that for traffic count? Because if it tracks the same amount that the bars do, can we just negate those bars and just go with what the camera's picking up? Because
Well, we can look into it though. Well,
number one, save money.
response already.
I think it's only tracking cars entry, is it right? And
Right now, it's only tracking cars that are entering Yelm but not leaving. The 4 new cameras will track those that are leaving. Also, the data is only held for, I think, at most 90 days unless an active case goes. And the only data they have is a license plate and then a car description. You can type in the car description. AI helps find said car description. Otherwise, that's all there is to it. There is no picture of who's driving or anything else like that at this time.
To Councilmember Crossman's point, if there is a way we can utilize that data, though, we will, absolutely. Anything else, Councilmember Russ?
That is all for the safety committee. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving on to Public Services Committee.
Next meeting.
All right, moving on to Finance Committee.
I already gave my report to it.
Anything else besides that? All right, moving on to General Government Committee.
For our next meeting next week.
Right, moving on to Mayor, City Minister, staff reports. Todd.
Thanks, Mayor. The only thing I got is the portable toilets are coming into the parks tomorrow.
maybe they're now.
It's a big day. Anyway, 3 toilets coming to the 3
What
parks.
time is ribbon cutting, Todd?
6:30 in the morning.
You're there.
Get some toilet paper.
Before it gets daylight.
Ribbon cutting?
There it is, 6:30 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, anything else, Todd?
Nope.
All right, for me, I attended TRPC's meeting last week. We got a good presentation regarding the study on traffic counts around here. We saw a bit of it, and I think it was part of that same one that Cody was presenting. I've asked him, we will be seeing TRPC, Mark Daly, who's the exec director, will be giving a presentation here in the upcoming months. I asked him to include that as well, because it's a more holistic view of it, not just the impacts to city of Yelm, but also the county. And it talks about different locations, different scenarios where I-5 shuts down and the traffic impact it has on the county as a region. 90% of it is through Yelm. There is, of course, congestion in Olympia, Lacey, Tenino, and there it is shown on that map, and it has a bunch of dots, like green is it's clear, red is it's really backed up. Yelm's just red all the way through, and they were trying to push that. Basically, I put up a little bit of a fuss, and we're moving that study up a little bit. Using that money, using that study to develop more different operational procedures we can do. I know the county was having they brought up the communication issues as one issue, with especially something that our police department brought up before regarding communication between different entities. And so that's one of their suggestions. Again, it's a study. They're going to come up with, I know we love studies, but they'll come up with actual conclusions and a path forward as soon as that's over. Councilmember Hess.
In reference to the study, are they looking at what will happen when the I-5 bridge over the Nisqually is getting rebuilt?
No, that was not part of the scope. This was just shutdowns of I-5, different scenarios as it is currently. Any other questions on that? All right, moving on, we have I went to a Thurston County Chamber State of the Communities held on, was that last week, Wednesday? And gave a report on city. I just want to say I was very proud of what this council did in terms of our budget. There's a lot of struggles around the county, budget struggles where they're in deficits, and Yelm has done pretty well throughout all of that. It wasn't necessarily the same tone with other cities, so it was good to be on the up and up for city of Yelm and share all the cool things that we're doing here in town. And then lastly, parliamentary procedure training will be going on April 8th from 2 to 5 p.m. Please mark that down in your calendars. Kathy has engaged with council regarding dates and all that, and that's the most popular date. So April 8th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. for parliamentary procedure training. That's all I have. Anything else from me? Moving on to
Stephanie's quick little budget thing.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Stephanie, did you want to talk about the budget a little bit, or you can find it?
So I did email out everybody that our budget document is on our website, and it's out of the way, Tony. It is on our website, and so we were just talking about it in Finance Committee. And so let's see.
Go to finance, Councilmember Crossman.
Yeah, will you, just for the public, kindly just where you're clicking on, just so people are following along
Oh,
and
okay.
easily follow with you, like, oh, okay, click here, here, here.
So this is the home page of the city website. And if you go down here, the third item on the left toolbar says City of Yelm Budget Information. So that. And then you just scroll down on that page, there's this link that says final 2025-2026 biennial budget. And you just want to click on that. And it will load. Now it should open up to this transmittal letter, but if you go up to this line where it says introduction, see how now this whole down drop menu has shown up. So you can click on any of these. This is the adopting ordinance. We have all of our, oops, there's a delay. We have elected officials. So there's a wealth of information in here. If you go back up to this line and go over right, you can see we have our all funds summary. We have our authorized FTEs and salary ranges. Go one more to fund summaries. This is where you can go down and see the citywide fund summary, we'll just click on the general fund. It has every fund within the city. You can go on a page and look at just that fund. So if I open up, see the general fund, I know it might take a minute to load, but you'll see if you scroll down, there's summaries of our revenues and our expenditures. There's a table with a comprehensive summary of all of our revenues and all of our expenditures within that fund, the general fund. And if you keep scrolling, you'll see charts detailing out the different revenues by department. Just another look at revenues by department. And then I'll go into expenditures of the fund. So expenditures by function, lots of charts, bar charts, pie charts. So every fund should have this data in here. And then if you go back up to that main and go over to departments, say you want to look at the executive department, click on that. And I always tell people, don't be afraid to click on things. You're not going to break anything. Each department in here should have a mission and a vision, core function. And then we talk about, each department talks about their accomplishments from the prior biennium, expenditures by department. So this is the city administrator department. So expenditure summary. They don't bring in revenues in that department, expenditures by type. So it's pretty self-explanatory. There's goals and objectives for the executive department. But like I said, just go in there, scroll around, push buttons, check it out. If you have any questions, you can email me, you can call me, you can stop by. I'd be happy to show it to people and answer any questions. So, and I do appreciate council's support in allowing us to get this software. It was just, we implemented it this year and it was kind of a lot of upfront work, but it's been a great tool. So, and I think you'll all enjoy it.
Any questions for Stephanie? All right, moving on to councilman reports. Thank you, Stephanie. Starting with Councilor Wood.
Had a couple of meetings, had the third with the Transportation Policy Board meeting, and we had a presentation on equity and some other things, but I do look forward to moving forward, as you were mentioning, with the TRPC with this project. Also had a TCOM meeting, which was pretty brief. We discussed we had a teaser and update. The cutover has been completed. It was completed in November, and now we're working on the VHF overlay, which is the system that's going to help incorporate the previous system with the new system. And they're in the process of that right now. And we are establishing we'll be given our leader over there at TCOM and evaluation. So that's my report.
Thank you. Councilor Richardson.
I was had a benefit today to be at the forum and see just a wonderful documentary that was really put together well. Just represented Yelm well. Lynn and Jared Potter did a great job on that. We got to see Gene spotlighted in the documentary. It was really good. You haven't seen it yet? You got to watch it, man. It's just exciting to see the history of Yelm, to see the community, and there's just so much positivity there. And I learned, with Yelm Cinemas, they have a new icing machine, and it's unlimited icing. So I'm gonna find my way back to the theater at some point, purchase me a cup, and they're gonna wish they didn't make those ices unlimited. That's what happens. But it was good time at the forum, and just really good documentary. Makes you proud of living here and being in the community.
Thank you, Councilor Richardson. And the documentary will be up on our website by the end of the month.
I encourage everybody to watch that. It's so good.
Thank you. Councilor Crossman.
Not in official capacity, but the last few weeks my job has taken me to Bonnie Lake. And it's been really interesting to see, since I've been on council, my eyes are opened up to see things differently, how other cities do things and how things are done and things that I might have noticed before. And Bonnie Lake, if you haven't been in Bonnie Lake, you're not familiar with them, they have several very large housing communities. And today was waiting for finish to dry. I got to go out and do my workout on some trails and did about 5 miles through trails through the housing developments and it just gave me a lot of inspiration for our 640 and what it could be and what it could look like. Because they have some very nice, unique features I haven't seen in other cities that they have incorporated in their mass housing developments, so to speak. And so some things that I would like to see, in that 640 that we have planned to see happen there, with, because like I went down a trail, I thought I was in the middle of a national forest. And there's housing like 100 yards away, but it was quiet. You couldn't hear a peep, and it was nothing but trees and woods and swampland and, animals. And it was pretty cool to see that. And then some educational features that they have in their parks and stuff that I got to see. It just gave me a lot of inspiration to what we could do here in Yelm. It's really cool, and they're twice the size we are, and what they've been doing. So I've been encouraged with some of that, and just taking notes, and something I think we should like look into further as we progress along. And I think that's about it. Oh, and me and the mayor did not coordinate our outfits this evening.
We talked about, we did. I got that text. Councilor King Iser.
Yeah, it's been a long month actually since our last meeting. I actually got to attend the STEPFA meeting, the Southeast Thurston Fire Authority, through Zoom. I got to witness actually two swear-ins, two promotional swear-ins on Zoom, and that was really neat. Each of the gentlemen's wives got to pin them, and it was really neat just to see this and hear them actually set aside time in their meetings to talk about their hard work and their accomplishments and what they've done to get that promotion to lieutenant, and then the other one was promoted to captain as well. So even though I sometimes wish I could be in person, it was still super beneficial to go into Zoom with that. Since we met last, I also attended an AWC class promoting a positive workplace. It was a very good refresher on the basic forms of government. They really broke it down to the different cities within Washington state. And so that was really kind of neat. Creating it, and one of the biggest inspirations was being the person that you want to work with or for. And I thought that was kind of just a big takeaway from that particular class, not only for council, but each of our individual regular jobs as well. Public safety, obviously, Brian gives a very good report. Again, it was kind of neat to, I guess, be a part of the very first meeting of the year, and for each of those department heads to be able to share what their visions are for the coming year. Also being able to reflect on all the hard work that has come this far, the flock system being a huge one, big learning curve, but has been really rewarding and paying off quickly. And seeing how one thing that I didn't super realize, mostly just because I hadn't put a whole lot of thought in it, but how the police and the court system just work so very much hand in hand. And so it's really neat to just, I guess, have a front row seat to be able to see their continuous efforts to work most efficiently. Our study session went great. First of the year, we had a format change. To have the table in the middle, thank you, everybody who made that really work. I think that opened up a lot more conversation. Having the SRO presentation was great. I just want to throw it out there. It was a really great presentation. I'm still a little bit disappointed it wasn't able to be recorded to be able to get out there for the needs, but they are looking to create more of a civic center, theater, performing arts center, and things like that. So it was a wonderful presentation. Check out their information on their website, Facebook, etc. And then, yes, as Joe mentioned, and some of you were there, the Chamber Forum hosted the Yelm Centennial documentary created by our very own Lynn Roy and Jared Potter from Media One Productions. And I did get a chance to see it the first time, and the second time was just as moving. I really do love our sweet little thing. And then last thing, the Dollars for Scholars, they were sponsoring that forum as well, and their auction is coming March 8th. And they need a lot of help that supports all of our local students as well. So if you're looking to volunteer to.
Thank you. Counselor Hess.
Nothing from intercity transit. I kind of want to piggyback on the discussion, the study session we had, because it was good. One of the things that was also good to hear about was the updates to the emergency management plan. The fact that some of the things that came out of it, I know that your administration and future ones are going to be working on trying to fulfill some of those things that came up, such as it was brought out that within our community, we have a high enough percentage that we need to find somebody who's very fluent in Spanish to be able to help out those in need when we do have an emergency. We also, it was recommended public affairs officer or public information officer, either we hire one or have one work, coordinate with the county to be able to utilize theirs. And then there was the thing in reference to debris and resource management. That discussion was really interesting because, I mean, if you were watching what's happening in California right now, if you happen to see the pictures of all the donated stuff, I can now see why we need to kind of have some kind of plan for that, because so much could come in and we may not know what to do with it. And then we're waiting. It was turned in on time, waiting to see the approval of it. And that hopefully will be really good for us, that 5-year plan. And we can start making those adjustments that need to be made and look at the future of that. And other than that, just this year, looking forward to some more courses and seeing what comes out of the various departments that we are working with. And yes, I believe we have done a good job with our budget, and that goes with your leadership, Ms. Nanovich's leadership in the budget department, and every one of the department heads. So I give kudos to them for helping put together a good budget that we are not in debt.
Thank you. And yeah, I just echo, it's finance team that really puts that together and does a great job at it. Councilor Palmer.
Most of my meetings landed on major holidays, so they were canceled. So it was an easy month.
All right, Councilor Kaminsky.
Well, I had an Nisqually River Council meeting and I was particularly interested to hear what they were talking about. We had a lady come in and talk about glyphosate, or is it glyphosate?
Glyphosate. I have no idea. Please tell us about it.
I get it mixed up. Anyway, this is a pet peeve of mine, the poisoning of the food system. I really just, it's a trigger for me. So I wanted to hear what this lady had to say. And she did an hour-long discourse on the study of glyphosate and its effects in the camas bulbs in a very specific little teensy area somewhere around here. And after she was finished, I'm thinking to myself, why spend the time and money doing a study like this when we all know this is poison? And we all know that they don't use it in Europe, and on and on and on. And I put up my hand and I made my comments, and I was just met with blank stares, like I'm just a dummy making stupid comments. But I thought that was just crazy myself. So that was that. Arts Commission. I completed my tile project, and today is the due date for you take the photograph of it and hand that in, just a reminder. I saw some of them, they're very, very pretty, and that was Lynn's project for us. And those are going to be on a mural on the public safety building that we're going to have a little ceremony there next month. And also we are forming a steering committee, and we have a meeting next Wednesday. And this is another core group of people who are going to be working on the continuation of the creative district and all the things that we need to do for the county to satisfy their criteria. So that was that. And then I also, for fun, attended Gary Edwards' retirement party. I saw you there. It was very, very fun, very warm and lighthearted and beautiful. And I was struck, the moderator talked a lot about what a thankless job public service can be and how hard it is and all these things. But at the end of the day, everybody agreed that Gary Edwards is just iconic in this area. He was just celebrated so well. So I just thought, no matter how long we're in service, if we can actually leave our positions with people thinking of us that way, that would be a really good thing to aspire to. But it was a very beautiful celebration.
He's given a lifetime of service. Very hard to
Absolutely,
reach that.
absolutely.
All right, well, thank you very much, Councilor Hess.
One other thing I forgot from the study session, it's only because in December, we had a discussion about the beautification grant. And we were gonna talk about during the study session. I just want to make sure for the public and for those that are looking at putting in their applications, we're not going to be making any changes until next year. We're gonna be discussing it and it'll be one of the topics at the upcoming retreat. So I just want to make sure that the public and anybody who is following along with those discussions, they know that we are not making any adjustments for this year.
Thank you for letting folks know. All right, moving on to executive session. There is none scheduled. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Adjourn.
Or a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.